Okay, today's story is The Farmer by Rosalinda Kightley. Open your eyes, turn on your ears, and here we go. The farmer milks his cows at dawn. Then he feeds the hens some corn. The pigs get food and fresh greens too. The sheep are driven to pastures new. Next, the farmer bales the hay. Then plows his fields for part of the day. He picks ripe apples, a bumper crop. That means he has a lot of apples. And digs up potatoes for the shop. Oh look, they have a little farm stand. Then he clears the pond of weeds and gives the tractor the oil it needs. At dusk, he closes up the stable Then it's home for supper at the kitchen table. And that's the end of the farmer's very busy day. And that's The Farmer by Rosalinda Kightley. Let's go do some art. Okay, for today's art, we're actually going to make a duck pond. And to make the duck pond, we're going to use our hands. We're going to finger paint. So you should have 3 little duck cutouts. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finger paint them yellow. Oops. These are rolling up on me. So that's the first one. So 1 yellow duck, 2 yellow ducks, 3 yellow ducks. So there's my little yellow ducks. I'm going to just set them right there. And now I need to make my pond. So I'm going to use blue paint and I'm going to paint my water. And remember, it's just paint. It'll wash off your hands, so you don't need to be worried about it. So I'm making a nice, big blue pond. I would love to have a pond at my house. Okay, there's my pond. And then I want some nice green plants around my pond. And I'm using my finger to just make long, tall grass. Maybe some growing over here. And a little bit over here. So there's my long, tall grass. And then I'm need some glue. And I'm going to do, after I open it up, so I need to glue my ducks. So 1 plop of glue, and here's my little yellow duck. And I need another plop of glue. I'm going to put this little yellow duck. So now I have 3 little ducks swimming in my pond. And there's Miss Renee's finger paint duck pond. Have fun with it. Make your pond as big or as little as you want. Add as much green grass as you want and play with your duck pond. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Okay, for today's science, we're actually going to clean pennies. Now look at these pennies. They are really dirty. And the reason they're so dirty is because they're made out of copper, and copper oxidizes. And what that means is when the air hits them, they start to turn dirty or oxidize. And it's because of the oxygen in the air that we breathe, and it just creates this dull, dirty coating. But we're going to clean them up, and we're going to use vinegar and salt. So we need a 1/4 cup of vinegar into a glass or plastic bowl. I'm going to use a glass bowl. And then 2 teaspoons of salt. And then we need to use a plastic spoon to dissolve the salt into the vinegar. So we're going to just keep stirring and stirring and stirring until it dissolves. It takes a little bit of time. Just keep stirring, get them all mixed up. And stirring and stirring and stirring. Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's pretty good. Now we're going to add 3 dirty pennies. Oh, and they're cleaning up pretty quickly. So you can see that the vinegar and the salt is starting to remove the dirt or the copper oxide from the pennies. These 2 are getting a lot cleaner than this one, but this one is really dirty. So we'll just watch them sit for a little while. Probably just years and years of the copper oxide. But what I'm going to do while we're watching those is I'm going to grab some water because we're going to need to rinse them off. Okay, well, they are a lot cleaner. This one's still pretty dirty, but he did get cleaner. So then what we do is we take the pennies out and we drop them into water, and that's going to stop the vinegar and the salt reacting together. I'm going to dry them off with a paper towel. and then we will compare them to the 3 dirty pennies, and you can see they are cleaner. This one not so dramatically cleaner, but it is cleaner than they started out. These look really good. And now with the 3 that are still dirty, I'm actually gonna put them in the bath, and I'm gonna let them sit in here for a while, because there's a second part of the experiment which I think would be fun. Is I'm gonna, same thing, they're gonna take their bath, they're already getting cleaner, but when I take them out, and it has to be like several hours later to see the results, but when I take them out, I'm not gonna rinse them off with water, and I'm not gonna use a paper towel to dry them. I'm just gonna let them air dry, and then what will happen is they're supposed to turn a bluish green, a malachite, and that's the reaction of the vinegar and the salt still being on the penny, and then that's reacting to the oxygen in the air, and it'll turn them a pretty blue-green. So we can check back on those probably on Tuesday. And I just wanted to tell you to have an awesome long weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.